So here we are, welcome back again, Red Blur Gaming. Today we are finally starting the build on the Crisis suits. Here we go, we have actually snipped one of them off the sprue so far, just the first couple of components, to get ready to glue and build the suit, getting them together for at least the top half of the suit to be looked at, so we can figure out what we want to do leg wise, pose wise, and what kind of head we wish to put on the suit. So we're just cleaning up the sections while we look at getting ready to glue this bad boy together, and for all intents and purposes there is top and bottom. So let me just get a few other bits cleaned up and then we'll hook into gluing him together. Now remember, if you haven't already, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel. Only way to keep this alive and kicking is, with patrons viewing. I do appreciate those who have subscribed. I hope the content is good and you enjoy it. If not, I apologise. Hit me up, have a chat. I am not going to bite. But I definitely want to know whether you think I'm going okay. Do you like what I'm doing? You find it enjoyable? Is there something you would change if you were, giving input into the channel and the community that we are obviously supporting? So yeah, feel free. I'm definitely up for hearing of comments, suggestions, ideas, things that would make the channel better or worse. 6 one half dozen the other. Yeah, just let me know, fill me in, tell me what you think, and yeah, we will continue to travel along this road together. As you can see, pretty quickly, this model actually goes together quite fast. There's the body already glued together. We do have once we can clean it up, the 2 engine ports. 1 for each side, 4 bits total. I do like this design of the new kit compared to what I originally built, which when I'm finished, you'll be able to see the difference between the 2 sizes of kit. How much bigger the new kit is versus the old kit, and how much easier it is to build. I can have flicked through the book slightly. The older kits were a lot less parts, very much easier to put together, but we've got, look at that, 2 sections done. Let's give this a clean up on top there. We're forgetting about the top part of the sprue. But yeah, tell us what you think. Drop comments. Let me know if you've got any questions. I have done the best I can. I do answer when I do get a comment. If you have a suggestion, I will look at it and try and work through the suggestion to, provide you with some sort of feedback information. It depends on what the question is, so depending on what we're looking at. But we, right now, are about to glue one half of this together, which We have one completed. We will just whack some bits in and then glue in place. Now, one section down, one more to go. And again, you know, some of these videos are a decent size. Some of them are short and sharp. I like to mix it up. Don't like to, you know, really cause too much hassle. Sometimes videos that are too long can definitely take away from what I'm doing, and yeah, it's a little bit hard sometimes to know what to talk about. But we clean this up, which we've just done. We get some glue on it, and then we'll be able to, once we've got the glue section done, which there we go, push the two together, boom. And there we go. There we have it. There we have one upper body complete. And look, when we look at the, as you can see, there's still another section to go on this, but when we look at the upper body, they're pretty similar, honestly, in size and shape. It's just the difference is that I'll find them here. Here are the bases. So as you can see, this is the old base. This is the new base. So there's quite a big difference between size in terms of bases versus old versus new. So that's what the new Crisis Suit base size is. I'm not 100% sure what that is, millimeter wise, but it is larger. So let's try and find a faceplate for this Crisis Suit to get it glued on, because that's all that's left. We're going to go with, what have we got? Actually, where we're going, because we're actually flying through this slightly. Very nice, straightforward build list. It's very easy to follow. There you go. So we can have a look at the different face plates. Do I want the one with the... Let's go with that one. We're going to build the Sergeant. What would be called the Sergeant in most other factions. So we'll build the Sergeant section of this Crisis team. As you can see, here is the faceplate. Which goes on like so. And we will just make sure that we're glued in and sitting pretty. So really gluing on those sections. We whack it on. Making sure that, got a little bit of glue on the outside there, which is not really helpful, to be honest, but it can be cleaned up later in the piece. And then we'll look at working on, this is the center section of the body that allows us to transition from the torso, upper body to the legs. And we'll just make sure this is all clean, get it all squared away. section off. And yeah, that'll be another piece down. Let's quickly get this glued together, because the quicker it's glued the better. Easier it is to get it together, clip it all together. And there we go. So there's, again, another section. And this will go in there. So we are going to leave these actually separate, because it's going to make it a bit easier to glue the upper body to the legs. But we can have a look at the legs, seeing as we're getting along quite quickly. So we've got a few different numbers here that we can work on. We have a few different sets of legs. Let's take 16. We're going to take the ones off the sprue that we pulled most of the rest of the chassis off. And we're going to work towards so there's one section. Not too much off there. Two sections. And we move around, and we have very interesting components here, because some of these bits are glued in, kind of connected to the sprue in a very interesting way, because it's such a small piece. So we have to figure out exactly where this comes off at. So that means we're going to have to... Oh, actually that's not so bad. This has come off in a way that I was really unsure if it would work, but it's done exactly what I wanted it to. Even better. So let's quickly look at... Here we go. Again... Just quickly cleaning up the mold lines on the model. We did take a little bit of a chunk out of the bottom there. It's accidental. And we'll run around this quickly. This obviously is section 15, which goes into so make sure that we can find the most comfortable spot for this model to connect to the joint there, which looks like so. And then we have here another try and clean this up quickly. Cleaning this up, and again look at getting just some glue on the section that needs gluing, and poking this as there's a little gap in there, a little gouge in there, which kind of seems to fit in a particular degree. And when we glue these sections together, just need to make sure that we're getting these feet which turns out that we've actually not taken this off high enough. Trying to give these guys an extra foot, extra toe. There we go, 1 and 2, which does allow us to get rid of the edges a little better, allowing us to connect these properly, which is a bonus because I was a bit worried about how that foot was going to hold up given the craziness of that, what I thought was an extra toe. Crisis suits, gotta love them. All right. And 2, we need to make sure that these feet actually stand in a way that we're happy with. I know you probably can't see, but currently there we go. We have one crisis suit, 3/4 finished. And again, now it's all about jumping into an upper body, armour plating, and then the arms, armour plating, and then legs. As long as we're not trying to give me a jump and go, which is going to be a pain in the ass because I don't want no jumping crisis suits. They can just stay standing on the ground and make life so much easier. But yeah, as for that will be that. Thank you very much for joining us once again. There will be more videos coming out shortly, but we will get into more of building those crisis suits up. We know where we're up to, and yeah, once again, if you like the videos, don't forget like, subscribe to keep up with channel content, and yeah, peace out. Thanks guys, bye.